So I'm going to record right now. So let's kind of talk about the process. Like, let's go through because you're in Kentucky. Those are the ones you
Hmm.
received. Was the Kentucky V applicants when you took those calls, Sheila? I mean, you by listening to them, you can tell they were buyers. Like you could tell that these people wanted this. Is that how you felt when you were taking these calls? Tell me about that.
Actually, yes. For the most part of it, yes. Most of them did want it. Some of them, uh, like I said, some of them were just tiddling around with the computer and just clicking just to be clicking. But the majority of them are really seriously looking for a home or wanting to better their living circumstances from where they're living at.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of questions because they are vets and they have a lot of questions about the process. They weren't quite sure about it all. They're very open to what you have to tell them, and they're little information sponges. They will soak up the information you give them as long as it's understandable for them and that you can direct them without leading them blindfoldedly. They are hungry.
Right, right. Now, um, and for example, because I know on our stuff they report their little, you know, credit score. When they gave you that credit score, let's say they put down a 700.
Mm-hmm.
What when you went to go run their credit, let's say if they said it was 700, what was it usually? Let's say it's 700, what would it usually be? Because
Generally, if they're going off of the Credit Karma website
yeah,
for their score, that is very misleading. It's very embellished,
yeah,
and I won't forget this because this one particular vet was very excited about his credit score, and it was saying it's 721, and he'd been very excited that he wanted to go ahead and start the process. And when I took his application and ran his credit came back at 621. And even though it was still within the 600 score of having a good credit
right,
lead from you, uh, it was devastating for him because when you can still get a loan with 621. However, it does affect the rate, and he was really bothered about that. And then I also had some that were in the 600s that they put in that they were in the 600s, and they were really under the fives.
right.
And so when they're going off of Credit Karma, and that's what a lot of them do. Credit Karma can be a couple points off. It can be, as I just spoke, 100 points off. And I just tell them that their best way to find out their real credit score is annualcreditreport.com, and they will get the real one.
Now, was the average 100 points off? Was it more? What was the average points off? You feel like that it was?
Average points off was anywhere between, I would say, gosh, 50 to 80 points.
Okay,
That was average.
got it, got it. All right, so now next question: Are these closable to you? Do you feel like these were totally closable, and how much do you feel like you'll be closing out of the batch we sent you?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that they're closable. Absolutely. The ones that I found that were basically just for shopping rates were the ones that had the higher credit scores in the 700s, and they were actually when they were clicking on the site and asking for my input or to help them, they had already started along with someone else. They were just shopping rates.
Right.
And generally, they're already with like a credit union, and with someone in the 700s, it's once they've already started the process, they're not going to shop anywhere else. Credit unions, they're pretty good with the rates. So they're all. I think there's a lot of them that the ones that I still currently have, I rework them, and I know that I can get them. The ones that I have sent to Credit Report, not Credit Report, but Credit Repair. I've already had a few that's called me back that said that they're anxious to get started once they're ready to come out of credit repair because they want to get that home, that
Right.
American dream.
No, that's perfect. Now, how much do you feel like you will close out of it? 500, a million from the batch you've got because you're still working them, and you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like? What do you feel like the achievable goal would be? What do you feel like? What do you see pulling out of this here from what you're seeing? Like how much?
How many loans or how much do I think that as far as uh, a cumulative figure of loans?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so the amount of the loan itself, most of the loans are going, most of them are going for right around 175, 150 to 175.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got, golly, I would say I've got at least about another 10 to 15 more that I could probably close
So you're
out of the
thinking,
ones that you've already sent me.
so
Yeah.
you feel like 1 to 1.5 million, totally doable after you work with them and get them coming. Like you do see yourself probably closing around 1.5 million. Because you said the average for you, because you're in Kentucky, a lot of rural
Right.
states, a lot of rural cities in Kentucky. So that's why the number's like more 175 ish. Excuse me. But you do see, probably around 1.5 million being closed after said and done with all of them together.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I sure do. I
Perfect.
do see that.
What was your favorite part of the process of working with us? Because then we have the CRM. You got to work with a consultant, which in this situation was me. What was the part that made it? What was the part that you liked the most about it?
Part that I like the most about it is connecting with the vets. That's the part I like the most about it is connecting with the vets. A lot of times, yeah, I had to leave a voicemail or a text message, and then I would leave the voicemail, and they would call me back, or they would do the CRM, and they would text me back on that, and we would set up appointments through that. What I like the best is connecting with them and understanding their situation and being able to reach out to them. Everybody's different. Every client is different, and every client has different needs, but they're still on the same pages because they're all trying to achieve the American dream and needing help and direction and doing that. And when I can help them, when I feel like I can reach out and help them and steer them in that direction and not give them hopes and dreams that's not going to come to pass, that's the thing I like the best. When I hear them, the excitement in their voice, over the phone, that they've been pre-qualified or pre-approved for the process. Just the giddiness that I hear in their voice, the excitement, that's a reward in itself.
Right. And what? So no, and we got a 24 million group here. We're having to help. They totally deserve it. There's obstacles to everything, and you was able to overcome that, and that's why we built the tools and everything in place to kind of make this as easy as possible. But so with that being said, so you like connecting with the vets. Did you ever feel like that? Because here's the thing: we tell you guys they're exclusive to you. Did you ever felt like that we had sold this twice or 3 times over? Did you ever feel like that, or do you feel like we actually did what we said and sent them straight to you, and there was no competition as far as we go?
As far as I really felt that they were sent straight to me. I really do. I know you have no control over how many different sites they go to. As far as trying to apply or check in different mortgages or check in different sites for mortgages, because there's a ton of them out there. But the ones that you sent me, they're exclusive to me because I didn't receive any feedback from any of them. That I just talked to someone else from your company that you're working with. Other than I had one incident, but that was early on, and it was just I think somebody was snooping from my company, and it just happened to get caught right away. You helped me fix that right away as soon as we found out about it. But generally, they all are exclusive to me. They're not telling me that someone else from the same company has called them.
Okay. Okay, great. So you just feel like they were exclusive because, and you're right. If they have, if they go and search out somewhere else, we really don't have any control of that. But the way we're able to,
Right.
to beat that is the fact that the speed of it, and that you are, here the clock's going off. It sounds like a bank clock. It's funny. That's so funny. So,
Sorry.
so, so with that, so because people, some people go on a shop, but the reason, and when they first come to you, they may have shopped. But what's going to pull them around the fact is you're a VA specialist, right? That you actually help veterans. That's kind of your thing. So that's one thing that keeps them
Mm-hmm.
around. And the fact of the speed and the fact that on this side of our company, they're not getting blown up by 10 more loan officers. And that's what we tell people. That's what we tell our loan officers. That's what they want.
Right.
It's because they don't want to talk to 10
Mm-hmm.
people because most are not, VA specialists. So you did feel like they were actually needing a home. These were actually veterans. You verify that these were actually veterans. And
Yes.
okay, and you did feel like they was exclusive. They were closable. And these are questions that loan officers ask us. And you feel like you will do 1.5 million from the batch we sent you. So that's, those are good. Those are good stats. Now, trying
Mm-hmm.
to think in the process, what would you recommend? So the loan officers right now are listening to this right now. What Because they get people blowing up their phones all the time stating that they have the goods when majority's, because you was getting a ton of calls too, I'm sure, Sheila, being in the workforce, people saying we can do these amazing things and blow up your branch for you. But tell them, being on that side, you've invested, because they're on the front side, they have not invested into LG, they have not done and probably anything specific to veterans. Tell them,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is the thing what are some things that will help them, like talk to them, what's going to help them win with this program, because nothing's like easy as cake, like some, that you've got to work, kind of
That's right.
tell them, what do you
That's
feel
right.
like would help them be more successful at a program like this, the things they got to do.
Okay, absolutely. The first thing that they need to do is when they get their leads, start calling on them right away.
Yeah.
Follow your program. Make those calls and the texts. Send those texts and make the calls. And that's what I did right away. Is I called them and then I sent a text right away if I couldn't get into them, and then continue following up with them. And when you do connect with them, be willing to work. It's in most loan officers want the easy loans where there's no sweat to it, and there's no sweat to it. There's no learning to it. You're not learning anything, but when you get some loans that you're going to have to work. You're going to have to figure out how you can help each one of them, because they all have different situations. It's a puzzle, and you got to figure out how to put the puzzle together. And you got to have patience and understand that. Anything worth working for, having, is you got to work for it. And it's a lot of loans out there. They're doable, but some of them are a little tough. And you got to figure out that, okay, I'm going to face this giant and I'm going to conquer this giant, because there's another way to do this. And you have to be creative, and you do a lot of critical thinking about how you're going to make this happen for them. You ask people in your company how they can help you, direct you to which type of loan you think they would fit that particular client. You may have someone that can suggest to you, but before, like, it doesn't look like this is going to work this way with you, but it looks like it may work better with this program. And accept the advice and the direction they give you, and it'll work. You can make it happen.
Totally can work. No, I love that. And that's, you're right. Anything worth doing, it's, it's going to be hard work. And that's why they pay a lot of you guys big bucks. And that's why you're going to be closing 1 to 1.5, because you're willing to keep coming at it and not to give up. And that is perfect, Sheila. So, and it's because you got a kind heart. You're bright. You're very bright and positive, and people really respond to that. So that's totally, so, and that's our goal, and our job is to find, loan officers like you, Sheila, who totally want to help them and willing to go through that with them. Because we can get the veterans up to you. We can tell you, hey, these veterans want it, but they all got their unique situations and there are challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to help them
Mm-hmm.
face those
Mm-hmm.
struggles. So, Sheila, I think that's good. All that sounds good to me, and I think that pretty much sums up everything for them,
Mm-hmm.
all the questions. So, thank you so much for the call today.
Well, thank you for calling. I'm glad I could help.
Thank you.